Welcome back. You're watching KTV Primetime News, and 2020 is a year that almost crushed most of us. Most of us really went through a hard time, and many of our plans were not successful in one way or the other. And of course, we want to look at 2021 and how we can package it to become a better year. Some of the things we can do, some of the lessons maybe we have learned from 2020 and the previous years, and how we can project that into the future and see how we can be better citizens of the earth. And of course, with that, I am joined by Cobia, who is a strategist and leadership consultant. He's a life coach, he's a trainer, he's a public speaker, he's a corporate trainer. He's done a lot of things, and he's here to tell us more about what he does and of course how he's going to help us go and walk into 2021 in a new perspective. Bwana Cobia, karibu sana.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, it's good to see you today. And of course, let's begin by you telling us what exactly you do and how you help people become better.
Thank you so much. My name is Cobia. My friends call me TJoe. I'm a leadership and a strategy consultant. My background is in Bachelor of Commerce. I've done Bachelor of Commerce Finance option. I'm also a certified public accountant, and I've also done Masters in Leadership and Strategy. So my firm is called Royal Lead Consultants, and we consult on leadership and strategy. We also do life coaching to help individuals become better leaders of the self.
All right. And the year is here with us. We are still greeting each other. Happy New Year. 2021 is here. People are looking forward to better opportunities in life and, more strength to face the challenges that come with life. And there's also hype that comes all around with it's a new year, have resolutions, you have to do this, do this, do this, do this. But over the years, we have seen people set these resolutions and not end up, covering even a quarter of the same. But all the same, the big question here is, do we need a strategy every new beginning of the year? Is it good to plan ahead? And why should we be planning ahead in the first place? Someone will be asking such a question.
Okay, that's a great question. As I mentioned earlier on, one of my backgrounds is in the area of accountancy. And in the CPA world or the accountancy world, we have accounting concepts that govern the accounting world. And one of the concepts is the going concern concept. And in the going concern concept, we assume that the organization is going to be there for a foreseeable future. For that reason, organizations are able to come up with their strategic plans that go beyond 1 year. Some can even go to 10 years, depending on how predictable the environment in which you're operating is. Now, looking back at the self, we are the CEOs of a company called Me Limited. In other words, you are the CEO of your life. And in my first book, I've done several books on leadership. My first book, Between Me and My Exploits, I get you to the realization that there are 8 directors in the inside of you. And so when you're coming up with your lifetime goals, first of all, instead of thinking about the New Year's resolution, I should start by understanding my purpose. What am I here on earth to accomplish? No one is here forever. So the moment I've clarified my purpose, then I'm able to come up with a legacy statement. This is what I want to be remembered for. And after coming up with a legacy statement or a purpose statement, then the next thing would be to break down that statement into years, into portions. So I can tell myself within the first 5 years, the next 10 years, that way. And after that, now you break them into annual goals. The annual goals are broken down in quarterly goals. The quarterly goals, that is 3 months goal. After the quarterly goals, then you can have weekly and also daily goals. Daily goals are what, under normal circumstances, we call a to-do list. So for me, I don't believe in coming up with New Year's resolutions. What is of great essence is for me to come up with a foreseeable future. What is it that I want to accomplish eventually in my life? And of course, every single year, I want to come up with a piece of the big cake that I can consume.
All right. And would that probably mean that the reason why many people's expectations and resolutions don't work is because they have a year's resolution? They don't plan what happens monthly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Would that be the reason why some of these resolutions don't work?
Bingo, you are on point. That's why these New Year's resolutions don't work. Why? Because you don't live in isolation. There's nothing different. There's no difference between 31st of December and 1st of January. The sun is going to rise up the same way it rises up every single day. So if I don't come up with a game plan for my life for the next 3 years or for the next 5 years, then it's going to be very hard. In my second book, Go for Gold, The Art of Asking Right, I guide us on the art of goal setting. And of course, in goal setting, we have the short-term goals and we also have the long-term goals. Now, some of the long-term goals, like for example, I want to attain my PhD or I want to have a 10-story building. Some of those goals cannot be achieved in 1 year. So if I came up with a New Year's resolution that by the 31st of December, I want to have done my 10-story building, then that will be an effort in futility. If I want to have finished my PhD in this year, it's going to be an effort in futility. So you find there are those goals that will go beyond 1 year. Others will come even 2 years or even 3 years. And it's wise for us to come up with those mega goals, the long-term goals, yes? We call them dream level of goal setting. I come up with those long-term goals, then I break them into smaller chunks. And this year, I'm going to ask myself to accomplish maybe 25%. Next year, I can do the other 25%, the other year 25%, and eventually in the fourth year, I'll be done with it. So if I don't come up with such kind of a way of goal setting, then I live my whole life believing that I'm a failure. But in essence, I'm not a failure. It's only that I'm not planning right.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as you continue to plan right, when we have looked at lists of people with their resolutions for the year, we see a lot of to-do lists. And we rarely see a not to-do list. Would you advise anyone to have also a separate list of this year I will not do this year I will not do this, or the other?
Yeah, so upon coming up with my lifetime goal, which is now broken down into annual, or biannual, that is once every 2 years, that will be broken further into what we call a to-do list. Now, a to-do list these are short-term goals, things that can be done within a day. And we don't advocate for you to come only with a to-do list. You should also come up with what we call a to-think list. Every single day before you go to bed, call yourself to a meeting. You are the CEO of a company called Be Limited. You're the CEO of your life. So why not call yourself to a meeting every single day? Before you go to bed, try to evaluate your to-do list, the things that you told yourself you're going to do, whether you manage to accomplish them. Have a paper and a pen and tick out of the 10, out of the 20, how much did you manage to accomplish? Because if you fail in a day, then your week has a dent, your month has a dent. And it's on that note that we say, how you do anything is how you do everything. So before I go to bed, I need to call myself to a meeting and plan my tomorrow today. I come up with my to-do list and I also come up with my to-think list. They tell us that out of all the people on the face of the earth, only 5% think. 10% think they think. The rest of us, 85%, would rather die than think. So what am I going to think tomorrow? What do I want to accomplish? And of course, at the end of the day, again, I'm sitting down with the to-do list and I want to review. Did I manage to accomplish the things that I told myself I'm going to accomplish? If I did accomplish those things, then I'm going to put them in my to-do list for tomorrow. But I'm also going to call myself to a meeting and ask, what are those things that cost me not to realize those goals? In goal setting, we have 5 levels. 1, we say there's the first R, record. All goals should be recorded. The to-do list should not just be in the mind, it should have been recorded. So record it. The moment you record it, there are very high chances that you're going to review. So review it on a daily basis. Don't wait for the year to end. Don't wait for the month to end. Do it on a daily basis. Then if it's going to be reviewed, chances are high it's going to be realized, that R. Whatever is realized is repeated, is rewarded. Whatever is rewarded is repeated. So come up with a system that is going to help you make sure that you are learning from your today's mistakes. If you learn on your today's mistakes and you advise them yourself on what different you can do under today's circumstances, then you're going to give the world a revised edition of yourself. With that, whatever your mind and heart sets to do, you're going to get out there and achieve.
All right. As we record, review, realize, repeat, and get rewarded, as we do everything in this particular life, people have accused juggling or balancing the things that you may have in life as one of the things that make people fail to realize their resolutions. And as we juggle many, many things, as we juggle the money that we have and the other resources that we have, and including time, which is actually one of the most important elements, if you may agree with me. And of course, juggling things like work and fun, balancing all these aspects becomes a problem for people, and they end up maybe doing one thing more than the other and not be able to realize their dreams. How can we have a balance? I don't know if it's the right word, you will tell me. How do we have a balance between everything that we juggle in life as we move ahead?
Wonderful. That's a great question. So we started by, just before this, we talked about the 5 R's. Record. All goals should be recorded. Review. Review them on a daily basis from your to-do list, yes. Record, review. If it's reviewed, then it's going to be realized, yeah. Get out there and work on it. No procrastination. Telling yourself you're going to do it tomorrow. You only have one opportunity to create a past impression. Whatever is realized is rewarded. Come up with a way of rewarding yourself, appreciating yourself once you've done those things. And of course, if you reward it, then it's going to be repeated. And of course, if you repeat, it becomes part and parcel of you. Now, in goal setting, we started by talking about you being the CEO of yourself, you being the CEO of a company called Me Limited. On that account, we have 8 areas that you and I ought to look into when you're doing goal setting. The first area, or the first director in you, which should be giving you a report on a daily basis, is what we call the emotional director. Come up with a way of checking on yourself, how you're doing emotionally. Come up with goals to help you realize, to help you rejuvenate yourself. And of course, this could be things like maybe you adopting your hobbies, the things that give you joy, peace, and satisfaction. Mm-hmm. It could be listening to some music, visiting friends. I mean, anything that is going to help you become stable emotionally. So every single day, come up with an alarm. Alarm is not just for waking you up in the morning. It should also be for you to check on yourself. So you can even set 3 or 4 alarms just for you to pause and check on yourself. How are you doing emotionally? They tell us that hurting people hurt. So make sure that you're not hurting by the time you're getting to other people's sphere. Number 2, come up with goals that touch on your health in terms of the water intake, in terms of the number of hours that you sleep, in terms of your exercising. Many people only do 1 sit-up a day in terms of exercising. You are sleeping, you wake up, you do a sit-up, and you tell yourself your exercise for the day is done. Some of us don't take the water levels that the doctors have prescribed, that's sleeping hours. So if you want to have a normal life, a balanced life, come up with health goals. Number 3, spiritual goals. Come up with goals that are going to help you become a better person, relate better with the people in your society. For those who are Christians, it could be reading the Word of God. It could be maybe attending a church service. It could be giving in terms of your tithe offering and all these other kind of things. Come up with goals that are going to regulate that and check on yourself on a daily basis, whether you're meeting that particular threshold. Number 4, come up with goals on personal development. These are goals that touch on your mental capacity. When is the last time, for example, you bought a book that is supposed to help you become a better person? When is the last time that you attended a forum that is supposed to help you revise your life syllabus? When is the last time that you changed your wardrobe? When is the last time that you appreciated yourself? So the personal development aspect is on you checking on your brand. It's not good for you to be called a millionaire, but when you look around you, we can't see a millionaire. I mean, it's good for you to really take good care of yourself. Number 5, come up with goals that touch on your relationships. No man is an island. There's no way you're going to make it on this earth if you seclude yourself from the rest of the world. So how many networking opportunities have you created for yourself this month? How many people are you planning to have lunches with, dinners with? How many people are you going to attend their gigs just to tell them that we are together? And of course, the moment you scratch their back, they're going to scratch your back. Create time for networking, for building sustainable relationships. Number 6 is inner core. These are goals that are going to be guiding you to take care of yourself and especially the people in your circle. This could be your husband, this could be your wife, this could be your children. If you don't fall in that category, this could be your girlfriend, this could be your parents. confidence, the people who are very close to you. Come on, come up with a calling list. Tell yourself that this week I'm going to call this person, next week I'm going to meet with that other person. Tell us the kind of things that are going to be accomplished in your life with regard to the people who are closest to you. Wahenga wakasema kikulacho kinguoni mwako. The things that are going to trouble you most are the things that are within you. So if you don't take care of the people who are within your inner core of circle of friends, it's going to be very hard for you to make it in those other goals. Second last, number 7, your career goals, your life purpose goals. Don't wait until the time that you're age of 60 and you start planning for your post-retirement. You can start planning for it now. Start thinking about your retirement. What do you want to do in 5 years? For how long do you want to be in that retirement, in that organization? Yeah. By when do you want to have retired or resigned? By when do you want to have set up your own organization? If you're employed and you want to be employed for life, what are those steps that you're supposed to take in order for you to get the next promotion? Come up with goals for that. Do you need to go back this year for a course? Do you need to sit with someone probably for some mentorship or life coaching? That's a goal that can be achieved. The last one is on your finances. We are told, for those of us who read the good book, Matthew 6:24, you cannot serve 2 masters. You will love one and hate the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Money is a god. On earth, we have 2 kinds of people. We have money chasers and we have purpose chasers. Now, in terms of money, your money is going to determine how good your life is going to be, because where your heart is, that's where your treasures are. So in terms of your money, if I asked you how much you spent on entertainment last year, are you able to tell me? If I asked you how much you spent on investments, are you able to tell me? So in financial matters, come up with a way of recording. Come up with a budget. Budget for this year, budget for the next 2 years. Then after your budget, come up with what we call a prioritization listing. Not everything, my brother, my sister, in your budget is a priority. Give those items prioritization from the top priority to the last priority. Let item priority number 20 not be paid for before priority number 1. Do you know what priority number 1 should be? Should be paying yourself. After you've paid God through the tithes, those who believe in tithing, then the next thing should be to pay yourself. So this year, come up with a goal of you paying yourself 20%, 30%, or 40%, or even 5% of your income, depending on your disposable income, what is left for your use. And of course, if you don't pay yourself first, then it becomes very hard for you to invest. The money that you're paying yourself first, it's not just for making yourself happy and going out there for fun, but it's for you to invest. This is the money for you to fast track some of those loans. Hizo za mshwari, sijui mfuliza, all these other kind of things. The money that you've paid for yourself first should be for paying these very expensive loans, should be for investing in the investment options that will give you highest returns. And of course, keep record of all your income on a daily basis. Keep a record of your expenditure on a daily basis. If you need more help, I want to believe that's why we are here, life coaches, and we're able to guide you on that.
Definitely, definitely. That's a very good layout of what people should be doing. And as we wind up, maybe we can talk very briefly as we wind up, as we talk about action plans. And of course, we have been speaking about actions plans all the way from when we started this particular discussion. And as we wind up, because my director tells me we are out of time now, when we, especially in times of hardships, we have seen, like, the year of 2020, many people have realized the businesses that they are doing are not the right businesses for them. The people they have been hanging out with, you know your friends when you're in hardship. So some of the friends are not really friends. And is it good to let go of some of the things we need to do even as we go ahead?
Wonderful question. Now, one of the things that someone should be doing, we agree that on a daily basis, I want to review how I spent my day. So I want to review my relationships. I want to review my goals on health. I want to review all aspects of my life. Now, if my relationships maybe are not moving on well, I can tell myself, I've been giving too much time to this individual, that other individual, this activity and that activity. And when I look back in my life, it's not adding the value that it's supposed to be adding. On that note, I need to come up with a list of 3 items. The things that I should continue doing, the things that I've been doing all those years, and they're giving me the right results. So these things I want to continue doing. Number 2, I need to come up with a list of the things that I should stop doing or reduce the time that I allocated on those things, maybe social media and all these other things. So the things that I need to stop doing or reduce the time that I allocated to them. Finally, I should come up with a list of the things that I should start doing. So the things I need to stop, no, I need to continue doing, the things I need to stop doing, and the things that I need to start doing. You're the greatest peer pressure to your life. So how you advise yourself is how your life is going to be directed.
Definitely, definitely. Where can people find you? Someone is asking, hey, this guy, I need to follow this guy and to make sure I get more of this. We love to ensure that people get continued support. Someone would want to see you after this. Where can they find you?
Wonderful. On social media, I'm on Twitter. You can get me on Joel Cobia -TJoe. TJoe is TJoe. On Facebook, Joel Cobia -TJoe. You can follow me on that. I also have a YouTube page, Joel Cobia -TJoe.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight and giving us your insights on what is happening and what we can look forward to even as we package the year 2021. It was nice to have this discussion with you today, TJoe.
Thank you, sir. It was also my pleasure. Asante.
All right, TJoe, Joel Cobia, a strategist and leadership consultant, telling us on how to package our 2021. I hope your ears have been wide open and your pen and notebook close to you. And as we package 2021, I know it's going to be a better year for us, even as we look forward to enjoying a good year. We take another short break on KOTV Primetime News. When we come back, international news and sports.